It is Congress. This is what's been going on in England and in France and in Germany and in the United States. The move toward what they called socialism or communism, they said, would be gradual in such a way that there'd be no violent revolution, but at the end of the line, they would have it, and nobody could say it happened on such and such a date. So the Fabians use as their symbol the turtle. That's actually their symbol, to signify coming to power slowly but surely. Now, who are the Fabians? Well, when they were formed, of course, there were such well-known people as Arnold Toynbee, the famous historian, H.G. Wells, let's see, there was George Bernard Shaw, Beatrice and Sidney Webb, who were founders of the London School of Economics, which is where President John F. Kennedy went and learned all of these Fabian socialist concepts that he instituted when he was president of the United States. The Fabians work quietly and behind the scenes. You don't hear about them. Not all of the people that practice Fabianism are members of the Fabian Society. I mean, Tony Blair, right now, who's the head of the British government, he's a member of the Fabian Society. But most of the Fabians in the world are not actual dues-paying members, but they follow the strategy of Fabianism nevertheless. And that is the philosophy that dominates the United States of America. Now, these two groups both agree with each other on the ultimate goal, but they fight against each other very vehemently at times for domination, as to see who is going to control this new world order.
They have their own battle going on with them. So
their own internal power struggles. And when you look at the United Nations today, almost all of those factions fall into either the Leninist group or the Fabian group. And they may appear to be opposed to each other on issues, but if you look at the issues, it is never the issue of collectivism that they're opposed to. They agree that the new world order at the UN has got to be strengthened, given more military, more money, and so forth. All they're fighting about is who is going to be in the best jobs there. That's all.
So the bigger threat to me sounds like Fabianism because of its stealth qualities.
I would say in the Western world it is a bigger threat because the Fabians specialize in countries which have a developed parliamentary system where people are used to voting in their own dictators, you know. I say that advisedly. They got used to that. But the Leninists seem to specialize in countries where self-rule is not generally expected. Now, there was third world countries and backward countries where people are quite used to dictatorships, open and above board dictatorships. They wouldn't know what to do with a vote anyway because it's not part of their culture. It'll take a long time before they get there. So where there are parliamentary structures in place and people are used to going and voting for things, that's where you find Fabianism coming to the front because that's ready-made for their strategy. But where violent revolution and blood in the streets and overthrowing a hated regime is the method of bringing about political change, as in Africa, Asia, many countries in South America, that's where Leninism comes to its front. And these are the two factions that dominate the world today. You must understand that reality.